Ahem. Let us continue with keys, anyone? To keep with the illusion of the trick, my lovely assistant is the only one with the key to the box. At the end of the trick, the box is wheeled off stage and unlocked. However, the box was unlocked because she lost her keys. Without thinking, I gave them to Sparky prior to the rehearsal. I found them lying around. I must admit it is strange to keep one's keys on a choker. That was the source of my confusion. I must admit. Yeah, that's fair. That does seem to make sense. My wife has often been confused about how I keep my keys in my Indeed. That is why I couldn't explain why the box was unlocked.
Objection!
That's not gonna cut it for me, witness. Wouldn't keeping her keys in such a strange place make you more inclined to remember it? Well...
Objection!
Your speculation is nothing more than that, Mr. Apollo Justice. Yeah, speculation. Yeah. This witness has explained the confusion regarding the keys. You grasp at straws. She has a point. Suspicious as it may be, we can't prove anything yet. She's right. Maybe if we delve into Castor's reasoning for giving the keys to Brushel, then that might help us prove that he stole the keys for some reason. You may begin your cross-examination when you're ready. Yeah, okay, very good. That seems like it could be problematic. Your eyes are sharp, Mr. Chicken. Indeed, it is the origin of this whole mess about the locked box. That's true. If you had had your own key to the trick box, the issue would have never come up. Ah. You seem happy here. I'm confused. Why didn't Mr. Wright just get out of the box then? It was at the end of the rehearsal, you see. We were all too busy wrapping up the rehearsal to let him out. That is why I released the Flaming Phoenix at the end of the rehearsal. That's right. The order of the tricks was reversed. Could that be important somehow? Oh, that's right. That is a plot point. Like, this was the trick that was supposed to go on last, but when time the actual show came on, it went on first? First-ish, Right, so it was never locked in the first place. Bingo! Score 1 for the chicken. I think I'll be fine without keeping score, thanks. But wait a second. By that point, you had already given her keys to Brushel. You could have just told her that Brushel had her keys. How soon a fool forgets. You've forgotten that the witness was working the lighting and sound. I've wagered that Miss Harper never even told him that she didn't lock or unlock the box. She speaks true. It does seem likely that he wouldn't have known the box was unlocked during the trick until after. But he wanted her to lose the keys. Gotta keep pushing. So... Point out anger here? Brushel asked you for the keys. Correctamundo, Mr. Chicken. Does seem to make sense. Brushel would need the keys to let Thalassa into the theater. Wait a second, something's not right. Something doesn't add up, Mr. Castor. Couldn't you just give Brushel your keys to the theater? Oh, I was just thinking that. I'm not sure this is relevant. A fair question. That does seem rather strange. I needed my keys for access around the theater. Sparky came up blabbing about letting someone into the theater and the choker was right there. He wanted to let Thalassa Gramiere in, correct? Yes. Thalassa, that's her name, isn't it? Oh. What? Mr. Castor. What was that? His tail went off right when he said Thalassa.
Objection!
I believe that the witness's explanation was sufficient. Your Honor, if we may move on. Fool! Your Honor, I'd like that statement to be added to the testimony. The statement about Thalassa Gramier? Yes, Your Honor. I suppose I have no objections. Very well then. The witness will amend his testimony. What is it, Apollo? My bracelet. It reacted when he said Thalassa. Strange. Castor, what are you hiding? Whoa, my God! Holy... Whoa, Apollo! Readings on its emotions, they're off the charts! What the hell? Alright, you've got my attention. I gotta turn off the matrix for this one, Apollo. Press him on it if you want, but the whole thing is glitching out. I haven't seen something like this since... Right. What the hell happened between Thalassa and Patrick Castor? This is interesting. Whoa, okay, alright. Alright, here we go. Alright. Ah! He's hiding his tail from me. Alright, alright. Mr. Justice? Such a freak-out from you is not unprecedented, but usually it is caused by something. Court indulgence, Your Honor. What's wrong, Apollo? It's like he's trying to hide his tail from me. He realized I could see it. Zut knows. It's like you're in it the old-fashioned way, Apollo. Thalassa Gramier. I was trying to get the idea that she has a bigger role in this than any one of us knew. Alright. What? Why is this back on? I think about this testimony is fishy, but I'm not seeing anything blatantly wrong with it. Yeah, welcome to the club. I think about the way Castor handled those keys is suspicious. There'll be something in this testimony I can use. Alright, so we can still use this stuff here. It just seems to me that you'd remember such an it just seems to be odd to me that you'd remember such an odd detail. Oh, what that sentence supposed to be? We have already discussed this, Mr. Apollo Justice. You speculate. The witness has already explained this point thoroughly. You beat a dead horse. Objection sustained. Just because you may think one way does not mean the witness thinks the same. Damn it! Can't prove he's lying. Could be something. So you didn't realize that the choker and the keys were one and the same? Presto! I knew that she kept her keys on her choker, but when she said choker, surely you can understand why my mind did not immediately go to keys. If I had realized, I could have directed their search for the choker to Sparky. It seems reasonable to me. Me as well. Is there even a point in expressing my disagreement? Let's press. Get the sense you're hiding something from us, Mr. Castor. I beg your pardon. Mood Matrix displayed some very erratic... What the fuck is a mood matrix? Take issue with the defense's use of their toy in this case. If they wish to prove something, I demand evidence. Do we present the promotional postcard? While your emotional analysis has helped us in the past, I agree with the prosecution. Mr. Castor. Ah, yes, the goddess of the law, future superstar in the making. What can I do for you? You stated before that you knew of Thalassa from her time in Troupe Gramier, yes? Yes, I knew of their troupe back in the day. And after all, this was the Gramier revival show. That doesn't make any sense to me. She would have been dressed as Lamar in her shawl. Good point, Athena. Thanks for the save. That's what I'm here for, mio amico. Alright, take two. Athena is correct. No one else connected Lemoire back to Thalassa before now. So how come you could make the connection? Well, I'm a performer, you see. Of course I could tell she was a former member of the troupe. Objection! That's a bold-faced lie. You're hiding something about the nature of your relationship. Objection! Preposterous. Are you my dad? The written explanation is sufficient. The evidence there is there of another connection. And besides, what is the relevance even if such a connection exists? There's a pointless distraction for the defendant's guilt. She redrew the line. That is indisputable. Ack. I'm afraid our chicken is a tad bit flustered. I apologize if you thought I knew more than I did, Mr. Chicken. I will say that you missed opportunity for a bunch of why the chicken crossed the road joke here. Damn it. It's ridiculous that he knows she was Thalassa, but I can't prove anything. There's gotta be a connection there. It can't be just a coincidence. Yeah, but what? You don't have any evidence. Mr. Justice, if we have nothing further, then we can return to the testimony. One moment, Your Honor. Wait a second. Huh? Did I miss something? Apollo? What if it's not about evidence that proves a connection? Evidence that gets to admit something he shouldn't know. Alright, I'm not sure I follow. What's sort of the idea that if a witness is lying, there would be a contradiction? Castor really does know Thalassa somehow, then he should know things about her he shouldn't. Another odd sentence. Then he would know things about her that he shouldn't. Ah! Evidence that could make Castor reveal that he knew Thalassa. There's something like that in the court record. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's present our bracelet. Your Honor. You two finally done mumbling? Did you seriously fall asleep? I have another question about Thalassa Grammaire. And what would that be? It's a waste of time, Mr. Justice. I'll be forced to penalize you. I'd like to ask Mr. Castor about this piece of evidence. Take that! Bracelet. Mr. Castor. You know about Miss Grammaire's bracelets, right? Like mine. Yes. She wears hers on her wrist as you do. Gotcha. What sort of foolish nonsense, huh? Afraid I don't follow. Mr. Chicken's antics confuse me as well. Mr. Castor? You've just proven that you know Thalassa Grammaire more than you're letting on. What? Objection! This case goes from 0 to 100 and back again in a very, sing-song fashion. The evidence, now! Afraid I'm still completely lost. What evidence do you have, Mr. Justice? As far as I can tell, Mr. Castor really knows Thalassa Grammaire for time in Troupe Grammaire. And my prompting... Alright. Mr. Castor just revealed his knowledge of Thalassa Grammaire's bracelets. What? Given the information I can prove, he must know Thalassa Grammaire more than he lets on. I can? I'm gonna try presenting Thalassa's profile. False! Let's present the only other thing that we have that has the space on it. The postcard? Recall when Brushel confirmed that Lemoire is Thalassa Grammaire. He showed us two photos. Oh, one of her wearing two bracelets, much like mine. Another of her time in Troupe Grammaire. Here's a confusing thing. I may be forgetting my Apollo Justice lore, but didn't she Didn't Thalassa give one of her bracelets to Trucy and one to Apollo? And so, like, she wouldn't have them. So you're telling me in this timeline she still has one of them. Note that her bracelets aren't visible in her troop outfit. Ah! If Castor only knew about Thalassa from her troop Gamir days, then how did he know about her bracelets? Alright? Ah! Now that's what I call brilliant teamwork. Well, Mr. Castor, what is this? Entrapment, slander. His motions are going haywire again.
Objection!
Clearly the witness has seen a photograph of Thalassa Gamir outside of her troop outfit. You've proven nothing, Mr. Apollo Justice. I suppose that is a possibility. Remember, it wasn't uncommon to see such photos of celebrities in magazines, after all. Perhaps that is where the witness saw Mr. Brushell's photo. Yes, that must be how I know. Von Karma's clearly fishing here. But can I disprove her argument? You're wrong! Afraid that won't work, Miss Von Karma. Oh, and why is that, Mr. Justice? Recall what Mr. Brushell said about this photograph. Ain't that the valuable antique right there, see? Porter let friend borrow a photo once, got it back. Can't stand to lose it now, end quote. I don't get the impression that this photograph was in circulation. I find it hard to believe that you've ever seen one like it, Mr. Castor. Gah. It seems the defense is correct. This photo is as valuable as Mr. Brushell claimed. I doubt it appeared commonly in magazines. I suppose I have no choice but to concede that point. Given that, it would seem Mr. Castor did know Miss Gamir. Mr. Castor, could you please explain the nature of your...
Objection!
I'm afraid there's another problem. Uh-oh. She's regained her composure. I think this objection might be for real. Even if the witness was not truthful about his relationship with Miss Gamir, the defense is still yet to cast any suspicion upon this witness.
Objection!
Isn't the very fact that he lied about his relationship to Miss Gamir suspicious?
Objection!
Not in the course of this crime. Be that as it may, it is Miss Trucy Wright who is on trial here. Unless you are able to cast some doubt upon her guilt, then you have nothing. I understand your point, Miss Sykes, but I'm afraid the prosecution is correct. Doesn't seem to reveal anything suspicious about this witness's actions at the theater. Indeed. It's as if I am on trial here for my past. Trick thunders, past is none of your business, chicken. Ah! Him knowing Thalassa has to be relevant somehow, I know it. But how? Go on, think. Thalassa was at the rehearsal, and she's related to Trucy. Yeah, could that be the key? This is the best lead we've got. I can't lose it now. This is if the defense lacks anything further regarding this point.
Objection!
Your Honor, I think we're missing something. Miss Gamir was there during the rehearsal. She was there when the trick went wrong. Your point, Mr. Apollo Justice. You seem to have forgotten it. I'm clueless here. Maybe it's time for a good old-fashioned Phoenix Wright bluff? Something, anything that might cast suspicion on Castor.
Objection!
Seems that. Your Honor, you all seem to be in a very interrupting mood today. My bad, Your Honor. Get on with it. Right. The defense believes that the witness's relationship to Thalassa casts suspicion upon him. Utter nonsense! Why is your mind caught up in slander, chicken? I've never met a slanderous chicken before you. Slanderous chicken? That's enough, Mr. Castor. Please elaborate further, Mr. Justice. If it shows us that Mr. Castor... had a potential motive to kill Mr. Wright. Your Honor, the defense asserts that. Castor knew Thalassa, huh? And Thalassa is Trucy's mother. What if the two things are somehow connected? What if that relationship could even be a motive for Castor to commit the crime? Mr. Justice? You seem to begin an assertion and then never, well, assert anything.
Objection!
What are you even objecting to? Your Honor. you're just poking fun at yourself at this point. Given the fact that Mr. Castor had some form of relationship with Miss Gramier, Vent is prepared to assert that Mr. Patrick Castor is the true culprit of this crime. Are you sure? What is this buffoonery? Slander! Slanderous aspersions! How dare you imply that Trick Thunder would defile his own theater? How pitiful the cries of a dying animal are. How pitiful the cries of a dying animal that lies on the side of the road. Are you truly desperate to win in this case, Mr. Apollo Justice?
Objection!
This is so weird. It seems to me that you're the desperate one here, Von Karma. After all, my theory would destroy your perfect case. You... Order. I will have order. Your Honor, surely the chicken can't make such grandstanding claims. I called for order, Mr. Castor. And now, Mr. Justice, could you please explain yourself? Awkward music cut. Of course, Your Honor. Recall earlier in this trial, it was revealed that Miss Gramier was mine and Trucy's mother. Indeed, to much shock. You look nothing alike. I'm not sure if the commentary is necessary, Your Honor. Anyhow, flash forward to now. That we're technically half-sisters. Half-siblings. Anyhow, flash forward to now. Mr. Castor displayed some very erratic behavior when talking about Miss Gramier. Are you my dad? Your Honor, are you Trucy's dad? I hope you're not Trucy's dad, because that's a bit of established lore that I feel very awkward about contradicting here. I'm a stage performer, da 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 da. Be silent, witness. No. Von Karma, just help me? No, she's just tired of the shit, too. Please continue, Mr. Justice. Given this connection between Miss Gramier and Trucy, and Castor's desire to hide his relationship to Miss Gramier, that strikes me as a potential motive, Your Honor. You haven't actually said anything yet, Apollo. You're saying that if, Mr. Castor had some sort of bad blood with Miss Gramier, that could be motive to kill Mr. Wright. Precisely, Your Honor. Try to kill, not kill, but you get the point. Your Honor, this is clearly chicken Shut your mouth. Sure, Your Honor. To say that Mr. Chicken's argument is simply ridiculous. First of all, I had no idea that Thasso Gramier was alive when allowing Truce into my theater. To me, Truce was merely the daughter of a woman I knew long ago. Truce, you love the young woman whom I did everything for, mind you. Took her into my theater. I gave her a place to bring back the Gramier miracle. It should imply I'd murder her adopted father. Besides, you really think that I would commit murder over something that happened, but 20-some-odd years ago? How long ago did she disappear again? I am Trick Thunder, master of the stage. Okay, so that is a bit of a relief. This feels like just maybe a jilted ex thing here, not of murder. Hey, remember Julius, the very interesting character who posed very interesting questions about justice? I kind of miss him. He just spun that on us big time. Yeah, no kidding. He was so frazzled earlier, I forgot how easily he turned the court on us. He turned the court on us when he first testified. Yet his emotions are still going entirely out of whack. It may sound smooth, but his heart certainly doesn't feel that way. Defense? Mr. Castor has a point. He just weasel his way out of this. There's gotta be something I can attack him with. Despite all those things, you must have known that Trucy was Thalassia Gramier's daughter. You just said so yourself, after all. Who's to say all those nice things were just an elaborate ruse? You knew Thalassia Gramier, and you hid that from us. What else are you hiding, witness? So the progression of this trial has went from, hey, surprise, I'm your mother and we're related, to, chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines, to, hey, your mother, yeah, I knew her. very jarring fashion. Must say both sides have fair points. But Castor, your actions certainly don't seem to imply that you'd do such a thing. Your reluctance to share the truth about Thalassogram could be hiding some darker motive. You must have been torn.
Objection!
Von Karma's been silent for a while now. This can't be good. Does the prosecution have something to add? This foolish chatter about motive seems to merely be a distraction for the real issue at hand. So admit that this could be a potential motive. No, she doesn't. Whether or not this witness has a potential motive is irrelevant. Huh? Allow me to put it this way, Mr. Apollo Justice. Nothing has changed from the fact that... nothing has changed from the point in time when we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about fucking chalk lines. Nothing has changed. That's the only logical point of contention we've had, and we haven't managed to disprove any of it. This is firmly getting absurd here. Firmly getting absurd. What proof do you have? It's easy. Castor knew about Miss Gramier's bracelet.
Objection!
I'm not asking what proof you have of this witness's relationship to Miss Gramier. I'm asking what proof you have that the witness committed this crime. Proof. Proof! Hey, there we go. Proof. Well, there is none. Precisely my point, Your Honor. Let me to run through the facts. Miss Jane Harper lost her lucky choker and keys. As it was dark, she smudged the chalk lines. After this, the defendant redrew the lines in order to murder her papa. This witness took a photograph of her doing so. The defendant went with Miss Jane Harper to search for her choker. There's no evidence that this witness did anything illegal in the meantime. Once the show started, Miss Wright reversed the order of the tricks to kill her papa. It worked. Have I missed anything? No, that was quite succinct. There's one takeaway here, Your Honor. Trucy Wright committed this crime. There's no evidence to suggest that this witness did it. For the love of all that is good in this world, be quiet. Oh, how it hurts my soul to hear Truce's deed is explained so bluntly. Grande problema, amico. What do I do? That Castor knowing the last has to be important here, but don't have any evidence. Oh, there's gotta be something. What am I gonna do now? Don't have any proof of what Castor did. Everything still just points to Trucy. Think, Apollo, think. We didn't accomplish anything in any of this. If you come back into this and say you have nothing. Ah! I'm so sorry, Trucy. I couldn't save you. I'm not Mr. Right. Never be Mr. Right. Oh. Game over. Game over. Now what? Oh. Thalassogram, yeah? You? Patrick. Oh. Thalassa. You. What are you? Apollo, the Discord, it's... Critical error. Shutting down. I don't blame you. Uh-oh. What is the meaning of this? It's time to tell the truth, Patrick. The world deserves it. What is going on here? You deserve it. My children, they deserve it too. You're not really going to tell us that we're there. You don't know what you're doing, Thalassa. You're playing with fire. Once you release the flame... Oh, God. What is happening? Miss Grummy, do you intend to tell us the truth of your relationship with Mr. Castor? Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Objection!
Oh, God. This court cannot allow this. I refuse to allow this. I will not here for a woman who would abandon those who need her the most. Oh, we're back to this, huh? Overruled, Miss Von Karma. But we'll hear what she has to say. Emperor Tantrum Von Karma. 25 years ago. I left Troop Gamier for a time. It was then I had my son with my first husband, Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. It was when Apollo was born. The story we told the public was that he died in an accident on stage. That was a lie. No, Thalassa. Surely you don't mean. My husband didn't die in the accident. He survived. What? My first husband is still alive. That's correct, Your Honor. It wasn't until recently that I discovered he was alive. To try to regain my memories. Okay. I understand for rewriting the... I am aware that the game page says we're not taking Spirit of Justice into account, which fair enough. No. Please! Please, not this. Please let me be wrong. Are you my daddy, Patrick? Apollo. I'm so sorry. What? Patrick Castor? Yep, he's my first husband. Patrick Castor is your father. You are the father. Remember the court shouted down at me, showing their support or distaste. Why? At me? I screamed, then went silent. That moment is absurd. I locked eyes with Trucy. That moment, she was the only one in the world who understood what I was going through. Maybe I was the only one who understood what she was going through. Mr. Right, practically her father in all but blood, was gone. Me and Athena, we were all she had left. I didn't know how long had passed until... I understand this is an incredible realization. I'm afraid we need more answers. Eh? Aye.
Objection!
Before we continue this trial, I wish to understand. What exactly was this accident? And why would you abandon your infant son? I can tell you why. Mr. Castor? Ha! It's funny, isn't it? I just want to read... Looking back, you used me, Thalassa. Patrick, you have to understand. Oh, trust me, I understand. I understand what a sham the Gramiers are. What? Mr. Castor, what do you mean? Oh, you of all people should know, Apollo. What it's like to be used. 25 years ago, I was at the height of my early career. I was an up-and-coming sorcerer, okay. I did tricks no one ever dreamed possible. The Gramier clan was jealous of... They were jealous. Oh yes, Your Honor. Castor Gramier married me, left Troop Gamier, had my child. To steal my Yes. Let that sink in. Trick. Balance yourself, Thalassa. After I discovered Thalassa was expecting, they decided it was time to get rid of... What? What is that supposed to mean? It was over. I was done being useful. Past my expiration date. They staged an accident to try and kill me. They wanted me out of the picture for good. Thalassa helped them. No. This can't be true. After the deed was finished, they hired someone to dispose... What? Had my mentor, Poe Lux, not discovered me? Well, you get the picture. Then, after it all, she gave you up for adoption, Apollo. You didn't want me, and she didn't want you. Man, this game is not kind. Why did you pursue legal action? Your son, your attempted murder. You could have brought it all to court. It's like my dear love Thalassa, the accident caused memory loss. Yes, excellent. I had no memory of who I was, only the knowledge of the tricks they had tried so hard to steal. Convenient. With Poe's help, I became Trick Thunder. My past identity was no more. Once I remembered my true name, the world had all but forgotten that Patrick Castor was dead. It was until I heard of Thalassa Grimier's new marriage that I remembered my past life. And by then I had no way of finding my son. The woman who betrayed me... Well, she was dead, wasn't she? I can't believe this. I was used to the orphanage thinking both my parents were dead. Neither one really was. Apollo, if you need to... No, I'm fine. I'm speechless. This is certainly an interesting take on the character of Thalassa. I use interesting very generously. I'm speechless. I never knew. Patrick! You don't understand. What? What is there to understand? Jesus Christ. This game... Who hurt you, Mercurial? I'm legitimately... Who? What Patrick says is correct. But it's not true that I wished for him to die. Remember when this game was about justice? I fell in love with him during our time together. When the accident was staged, my baby taken from me. My heart breaks just to think of it. Apollo. I should have fought them. I should have fought for you. Troop Gremier was everything. I could back save myself from the Gremier clan. I had no choice. Patrick, I'm... Enough! You make one thing very clear, Thalassa. I will never forgive you. And today, justice will be... Oh, okay, we're going back to justice. Gremiers chose the path of magic, and the path of magic shall be their undoing. It would seem attempted murder runs in their family after all. And now, Thalassa, your family will pay for those crimes. You will watch your own daughter be convicted for murdering her adopted father. Because you lied to her. Because you failed her. You will watch your son, our son, fail to save her life. Daughter's verdict is guilty, and she rots in prison. Crimes of the Gremier clan will finally be punished. The blame will lie on your shoulders, Thalassa. Finally, you will face justice. We're finally coming full circle to the theme. That was so intriguing at the start. I plead silence regarding the murder. Enjoy the suffering you've caused, Thalassa. 25 years in the baking. Well then. I don't even know what to say. Understand that this is shocking, Your Honor. The facts of the case remain unchanged. Yeah, chalk lines! Chalk lines, chalk lines. This is clearly. I understand where you are coming from, Your Honor. But think about it. None of the basic facts of the case have changed.
Objection!
It's ridiculous. Mr. Castor just showed a clear animosity for Thanatos Grimere, Trucy, and myself. I see that makes him significantly more suspicious. Why is the Red One still arguing about this? It's called denial, deal. I can't accept that the Grimeres are liars and murderers. Like they always say, like mother, like daughter. Punish that wicked girl. Going into a frame and making comments about the proceedings. But Miss Von Karma. Defense seems to be correct. But I agree with Francisca here. I've become 360, brother. Oh yeah, 360. 180. I'm on your side, Francisca.
Objection!
Be that as it may, Your Honor, my point still stands. There is no evidence that Patrick Castor redrew the chalk lines. There is undeniable evidence that the defendant did so. This is the simple truth of the matter. I suppose... Listen, Apollo. I know you're going through hell and back right now. I'm gonna propose that the through line of this case could have worked. I'm going to propose that the through line of this case, and this storyline in general, could have worked. But we've gotta. I know. This isn't about me. It's not about me. It's not about Von Karma, and it's not about Castor. It's about Trucy. I have to find the truth and make sure that real justice is done. Let you down. Defense has nothing further.
Objection!
This is far from over, Your Honor. Patrick Castor tried to kill Mr. Wright, and he framed Trucy for it. At some point, he really did redraw those chalk lines. He's the real culprit of this crime. Proof, proof, proof! We have no proof! We need to dig some proof out of our ass and around the corner if we want to do something. That is quite the bold claim, Mr. Justice. How did the prosecution respond? The defense has nothing. I have no time for foolish postulating. The only explanation of this case that makes sense is that the defendant is the guilty party. You have nothing, Jon Snow.
Objection!
If you're so confident, Miss Von Karma, then I want to hear your full... Oh my god. Right here, right now. Really? Really? If your case really is so perfect, then prove it. Alright, why not? Je suis très fier, Monsieur Justice. Allons-y? Very well then. Okay, we're gonna do this now. Now we're gonna do... Let's work at all the gimmicks from all the games. Right, to declare my verdict, let's hear all the evidence one last time. Closing argument. Fine then. I shall lay out my perfect case in full. And you shall see that there is no other explanation than the defendant's guilt. Defense? You cannot present any viable alternatives to her theory, then. I understand, Your Honor. Let's do this. Yep. I can do the animation. Yeah, oh wow! You're literally gonna do the animation. Alright. We're gonna give me the music. Fair enough. My case against the defendant is simple. Miss Jane Harper removed her choker due to the hot heat of the theater. She also apparently had her keys jingling off of it. Due to the fact, as well as the darkness of the theater, she smudged the chalk lines. And the reason Patrick Choker had the Castor was that because he grabbed it to give to Smock Brushel. After rehearsal, the defendant redrew the chalk lines. Patrick Castor photographed her doing so. After this, defendant went to join the search for the choker. She decided to switch the order of the tricks to move quickly, exact her plan of revenge. That is how the crime occurred. The facts are in her favor. The facts are in her favor, but her case is just as flimsy. I'm not going to lie. But that way it really does sound airtight. That would seem to sum it up rather nicely. Okay, I'm gonna give 2 hot takes here before I even attempt to go into this cross-examination. I'm gonna do in fact, I'm probably gonna end this video before this cross-examination. I wanna give 2 hot takes while they're on my mind, while they are actively on my mind. 1, in Spirit of Justice Case 2, Trucy's big Gremier re-debut, missed opportunity to have Valant make a cameo in some shape or form. It's the big Gremier re-debut. I'm sure he'd have some interest in that, even if he's in jail. He's not dead. Reference Apollo Justice, you cowards! Capcom, come on. And 2, I have no clue where this case is going to go up and end up in the end. This has covered all kinds of, all shapes and forms here. Everything's happened so much. We have had segments that feel like they have just been drawn out too long, and we have segments that feel like they are covering a lot of things entirely too fast. The pacing is all over the place. We're covering a ton here, but my proposal for what would have made this case instantly improved? Stretch it out over 2 days. Throw in a second investigation and a second trial day. This trial is covering entirely too much territory. Entirely too much territory. Because, I mean, God. I'll tell you the point where this should have ended. When we were forced to reveal that Lamar was 1, Thalassa Gramere, and 2, Apollo and Trucy's mother. And the trial descended into chaos and we had a forced mission. That's where you end the first trial day. Stretch it out a little bit more to fill it out. Give us something to chew on. You need to work on the trial info. You need to work on the actual logical backbone, I suppose, to make it work. Make it feel like a full day, but you could, like, there's precedent for, like, the gallery was in there's precedent in Ace Attorney history for a case where the gallery was in such a ruckus that the judge suspended proceedings for the day. Have that be the prompt that gives us a second trial day. It gives us a chance for a bit more investigation. It gives you a chance to, like, at least bring up the possibility of Patrick having a past relationship with Thalassa. That would cause tension. That would at least build some suspicion and give us a reason to put him on the stand, get him on the stand come court resumption. Reason to connect him to this crime. Would give us time to examine Franziska's feelings towards Thalassa and everything. Because she no doubt has good reasons to feel the way that she does, and there's a really interesting discussion between Franziska and Apollo and Athena that it just isn't written for this. That's right there for you. That would make her reactions to all this stuff that much more understandable. I'm willing to believe it, but it comes off as really annoying. It would, I guess, a second investigation day would help split up the pacing of this case significantly better. I guess 2 points. It needs split to, like, give some of the plot stuff that you're throwing at me here time to breathe. And needs a bit more to chew on than just chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines, chalk lines. We have 16 items in the court record, and the only thing, realistically, the only thing that we've spent any sort of significant time talking about to any meaningful degree are the chalk lines and the photo of Juicy. I feel like that's not ideal. So that is my thoughts on the matter. There's a really good story in this, but I think forcing this into one day is kinda kills the pacing for me, in my personal opinion. And kind of just everything's happening so fast and yet so slow simultaneously. It's just hard to take seriously. It's hard to take as seriously as it deserves when everything happens so much. Hell, even Castor coming back around to the theme of enacting justice. That's good. That's good shit. That's good shit. And it would feel more earned if the rest of this was given more time to breathe. That's my stuck-up, snooty literary critic hat off for the day. Now let's move on.
Objection!
Yeah, thank you, Apollo, for objecting to me. Mr. Castor still acts at alibi during that period of the rehearsal. The defense maintains he could have moved the chalk lines then.
Objection!
Prove it. It is correct that Patrick Castor lacks an alibi after the rehearsal, but there is still no evidence that he tampered with the lines. Yes, and given the photograph of Miss Wright redrawing them, there doesn't seem to be anything to cast doubt on her guilt. I sympathize with you, Mr. Justice. You pointed out how odd it is that decided to take a photo of her redrawing the chalk lines. But barring any new evidence, I must accept her arguments. Here we go, Apollo. It's our last chance to show that Castor could have done it. If we can't do anything now, then I get the feeling this won't be easy. She's just laid out her entire perfect case against Trucy. I didn't have any smoking guns against Castor before, and that hasn't changed. So I have to find any potential alternatives to her theory. Any alternatives to her theory that cast guilt and suspicion on Castor. That's my only hope for bringing justice for Trucy and Mr. Wright. Rebuttal. We will rebut next time. Thank you for putting up with my snooty literary critic side. Until next time, until then.